Everybody, what's going on? My name is Sublime. So today's video is actually a new project I kind of want to start. I've been playing a lot of poker since I've been very, very young, and I would like to say, everybody says they have a fairly decent understanding of how poker works, but I like to say I have a fairly decent understanding of poker, and one thing I haven't seen in the PokerStars VR community is actually somebody kind of go over how they play poker in a kind of a live setting. Right, so this is cut from my Twitch channels. These are just some of my better hands that I played, and I kind of explain my process behind the thinking of what I'm doing, and I plan on making a lot of these different videos, and kind of just helping other people who not only don't fully understand poker, but just for people who want to get better at this game. I think it's a fun game to play. There's a lot of strategy behind it. It's very competitive, and I don't see enough of people in my generation, I'm 21 years old, playing poker, kind of understanding it, and I'd kind of like to see that change. So this is the first of many, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you did enjoy, remember to like, comment, favorite. I don't even know if you can favorite it. This is such old YouTube, but like, favorite, subscribe, hit that bell notification so when I do upload a new poker video, you will be informed right away. And thank you guys for watching. So let's get right into the action. That's a good end.
That's a call. Player folds. Call. Call. Call.
So when you have two face cards like this, especially now at the little blinds like this, what I like to do is it's 20, right? So I'm going to raise it by 60. It's going to be 3-betting it.
Raise it
And
up.
essentially it's going to get people to either fold or it's going to get people to call. I have a pretty strong hand, right? So what we want is we want the weak hands out of here because the weak hands can cripple
Call.
a double face, right? So this guy folded, he must have a weak hand. And it's all about getting tells as well, right? Like, if
Player
it's a relatively cheap thing to
call.
get into is a little small blind triple bet, right? So I have a straight draw right now. So I have king jack. I have a straight draw, 10 queen, king jack. I need an ace.
Check. Check. The turn.
That's not gonna help me out. So what we're gonna do here is, since everybody checked, we're gonna send in a little 125,000. This is nothing in comparative to what the pot is, but if nobody has anything, and since we're on a straight draw, and we're also not on a flush draw, but we got her out. So now we're hoping for an ace. There's our ace. I'm hoping somebody else pairs the board with an ace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this out. Right now, somebody who has an ace is probably going to bet it.
I really hated seeing that ace come out.
Fold.
Now, I have one of the highest straights on the board. There's no flush draw. So right now I have, unless he has a king queen as well, or king jack as well, he's not going to, he's either going to call me if he has a read on me, or he doesn't have a read on me. But I've won this hand. The only thing I could see him have is a pair of aces, which is what he had.
Straight.
You love seeing that ace come out.
Yes, sir.
Player folds. Fold. Fold.
So again, we have two face cards, very much stronger than last time. So we're gonna do another 60 because some people already have money in the pot. So we're gonna do another 60. Like I said, relatively cheaper to get into for people, so it's easier to 3-bet, and we want to get people out in this situation. So we're heads up with this guy on our right. We have a pair of 9s. Now he might have the high card. I don't think he'd bet that low if he had a trips of 9s. So I'm gonna call this guy.
Call. The turn.
Right, the only thing I could see him having right now is a pair of 4s. So he's probably thinking, me holding a 9 is pretty something I could actually have. So I'm gonna bet into this guy for 125. If he calls, I know he has something a little bit stronger than a 4. Right, so he might have a pocket pair of something now.
Here's the river. bet.
100. Just for the sake of the stream, I'm gonna call it, just because I want to see how accurate my calls are. This is something, you know, poker players do quite a bit often. If they're actively in their head
On you.
calling people and they have a shit hand on the board, what they'll do is they'll call and see if their thoughts are
That's a
accurate
call.
to kind of dictate how they play later on.
Pair.
Right, so like I said, he was representing a 4.
Blinds up.
I was just calling to see if my calls were right. That was essentially it.
Fold. Fold.
So you have a 3-5 suited. Normally, I wouldn't go in with this, right? It's a nice
That's
hand to have
call.
suited, but it's low. Right, so if somebody has like a heart and
Fold.
4 hearts come, or if somebody has an ace of heart and 4 hearts come out, I'm not going to win it. But since it's such a small buy-in right now to what my chip
Call.
stack is, I'm doubled up compared to everybody.
That was a
So
violent call.
Here's the flop.
so he did match up a pair of 5s.
Check. Check.
The jacks are a little unnerving to me, but we do have the second highest pair on the board. So like I said, gonna rifle it a little 200 here
Bet.
to get people off their hands. Right,
That's
so
a
she
call.
calls. She must have something strong. We're heads up now.
Fold.
Right, so 3 can come out. I
Turn.
can be strong.
Bet.
65. I have a pair of 5s. She could have something higher. Let's play for the river, see what the river is. If it
That's
gets too
call.
crazy, we'll just fold out of here.
The river.
There we go. We hit our second pair. There's nothing else on the board. So it's up to her now what she wants to do. Looks like she's going to raise into me. The only thing I could see being stronger is a
Player
trip.
bets.
She hasn't been betting like she has trips, so I'm going to go into her for about 325.
Raise it.
And she's just going to call me.
Call.
I have 2 pair. I don't see her having much more than I do.
2 pair.
We needed a 9 or we needed a 4. Right, there's just too many outs for this guy to have for me to call.
Player folds.
Could have had a jack. He
Fold.
could have had he could have had many different pairs on the boards. I'm hoping for 2 different
Fold.
cards, right? And you don't know
Fold.
who has what in their hands, right?
Call.
That have already folded.
Check.
All the 4s could have been
Flop.
gone already. Somebody could have had pocket 4s and just,
Player check.
saw that board and...
Check. The turn.
Okay, so it's heads up between me and this guy. If I rifle him for 150, I have a pair of jacks. I wanted to see kind of what he does. He doesn't have anything. He might have hit his 9s there.
Call.
Or he's playing for the flush draw. Right, so we're going to try to imagine, he wasn't betting off the get-go. He had a pair. If anything, he was betting for the spades. He
On you.
didn't bet off of the
Player bets.
flop, so I can't see him calling this here. If he does call, we most likely will win. Yeah,
Player
that's what I
folds.
thought.
You
Were you
win.
going for the spades there?
I was going for the straight.
Oh, okay.
Call. Call.
Call was wrong, but at the end of the day, it was right. So that's all that matters in poker. It doesn't matter if your calls are wrong. As long as you're winning, you're right.
That's call. Check. Fold.
And I'm planning to do more of these live streams whenever I play PokerStars VR, just because I don't see a lot of people streaming on this game. And I really think, it'd be nice to have like a centralized player that plays this game quite a bit, that understands poker, for people to kind of get better themselves at poker, right? So we have an ace-9 suited in clubs. So what we're going to do is, like I said, the typical 3-bet, we're going to rifle off 150 on the raise.
Raise.
This is just to get other people's hands out of here. Usually in this game, people don't like to lose their big blinds, so they'll normally call
That's
it.
a call.
We have a pretty strong hand.
Here's the flop.
Not with that though.
Check.
It's a rainbow, so
Check.
there's anything could happen.
The turn.
Queen we need a 10. If we get a 10, we hit the straight. Before 150 with a queen, a jack, and a king on there, I can't be calling that, so I'm gonna fold it out of
Player
here.
folds.